right, started my recording. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to my presentation. My presentation is titled Local Public Radio Storytelling with 91.9 KVCR News. And this is actually quite a very long project. It's not research, it is a creative project, but has like experiential activity as well. And it's been taking place for the last couple years. So the easiest way for me to do this is kind of take you through this process chronologically. So let's get started. In spring 2023, I interned with KVCR News as part of the Political Science Department internship program. So this was 2 years ago, quite a long time. And this program is by the UCR Political Science Department. It is co-led by Dr. John Medearis and Dr. Yazimin Irapogu-Carreras. And Dr. John Medearis is my faculty mentor for this project. This program, I was assigned to intern with KVCR News as a sophomore, and I just loved the internship. And during the internship, I mainly created radio features, which is something that I'm going to go through a little bit later. But first, I want to give a little preview, a little background on what 91.9 KVCR is. So KVCR News is an FM non-commercial public radio, so it is not for profit and it does not have any advertisements. They are an NPR member station. So NPR, National Public Radio, as you know, they are a very widely known national public radio station, and their member stations are local radio stations all across the country that are affiliated with NPR. So they publish and they broadcast national NPR news, but alongside that, they also broadcast local news in their area. And KVCR broadcasts to the local Inland Empire, so San Bernardino, Riverside, Merino Valley, Herber Valley, that area. They are located on San Bernardino Valley College's campus, so that's where the VCR actually comes from, Valley College Radio. Little fun fact. But my work there. So what even is a radio feature? Well, a radio feature is a pre-produced, narrative-driven audio story that explores a specific topic, event, or individual in depth. And most importantly, it revolves around an interview. This interview means that I would go out to talk to a relevant expert on topic, and this interview could anywhere be from like 30 minutes to an hour, and I would take that content and kind of reduce it down to about a 5 to 6 minute radio feature that would be aired on KVCR. So let's take a look at an example really quick. This is a feature I did about last year. It's called UC Riverside Botanic Gardens, the Inland Empire's Oasis. So this feature is about 5 minutes and 35 seconds long, and I interviewed the director of the UCR Botanic Gardens, kind of about the Botanic Gardens past, present, future, goals, all different kinds of things. It was a very wide-ranging conversation, and it was with Director Holt. And let's listen to a little short clip. With 91.9 KVCR News, I'm Allison Wang. As a UC Riverside student, I have the opportunity to live and study next door to the UCR Botanic Gardens, a 40-acre living museum nestled in the foothills of the Box Springs Mountains. And so on. So that was my little introduction, and then beyond that, Director Holt would go on and talk about all the different things and all her expertise related to the Botanic Gardens. So that's basically a feature. You go from idea to interview to editing to a final product. I wanted to kind of take this further, my work with KVCR. So I learned about the R course program at UCR. So an R course is a one-unit course that is facilitated by undergraduate students on unique topics not offered by UCR departments. And it is undergraduate students teaching other undergraduate students. So I thought this was a great opportunity for me to take my work with KVCR even further. And I could teach other students how to make these radio features, and they could have their features aired on KVCR. So the process is pretty straightforward, though lengthy. In spring 2024, I submitted my proposal to teach this class. In fall 2024, I took the Education 102 class taught by Dr. Jennifer Kafetsky. And in winter 2025, I taught my first course. And right now we're in spring 2025, so this is my second time teaching this class, and I'm currently teaching it right now. I titled my course Local Public Radio Storytelling with 91.9 KVCR. And every single component of this title is important because it's local, it's public radio, and it's storytelling. It's not just doing research, it's not just tagging stories. You are actually taking a story from idea all the way to implementation. And that's a really important component to the features that I created and the features that my students will create. So, the course objective, students create their own radio feature that spotlight a local inland empire topic of interest. And features will be aired on 91.9 KVCR upon completion. My winter 2025 class, which was last academic quarter, had 18 students, and my spring 2025 class has 15 students. My 16 students completed the winter 2025 course, which means 16 features from UCR students are ready to be aired on KVCR. During my class, I also want to highlight that I invited Rick Dulock, which is the KVCR program director, to give guest lectures during my class, both last quarter and this quarter. And I also took my students on a field trip to KVCR studio so they could really see how public radio, how it really works. An opportunity they wouldn't really get inside my classroom because I don't have the kind of ability to show them exactly how everything comes together. And of course, Rick Dulock, very gracious, he gave an amazing tour right on the site of KVCR's headquarters. So this kind of shows how much work I put into how engaging and enriching I wanted my class to be to really fully be immersive and for my students to learn about public radio while making these features. So that takes us to student stories. Student stories, I will open it here for everyone to see. But basically, it is the collection of the radio features created by my students that are put together in this website feature on KVCR. So right now we have 4 students features posted because we started posting on April 1st after spring break. And every single week on Tuesday, a new story will get aired and uploaded to this website. So my students' features, this one is about the SoCal Railway Museum. This one is about Highlander Racing, which is a UCR club. A lot of variety in all my students' features, which I think is really epic. Let's go back. So when I think about the impact of this class and also of public radio as a whole, I kind of think about KVCR's mission statement, which is the mission of KVCR is to be the trusted source for news, information, education, and culture and community engagement in the Inland Empire. Throughout my work, making my own radio features and also teaching this class, I do feel like the features we've created fulfill this goal. Student Stories delivers local stories that inspire and inform and entertain our community. And KVCR nets about anywhere from 35,000 to 60,000 weekly listeners, which means that from my class alone, we can have up to 31 weeks of UCR student stories aired with KVCR. And I think that, especially in these unprecedented times where media seems to be rather under attack, KVCR serving as this bastion or refuge for truthful information online is very important, and any kind of support or contribution we can make fulfills that goal. And that's why I'm very proud to have been able to complete my class last quarter and to continue it into this quarter. Finally, the culmination of this project is an audio documentary, which features interviews with Rick Dulock, Dr. Jennifer Kavetsky, Dr. John Medearis, and 6 our course students, both from my class last quarter and my class this quarter. This documentary is essentially a recounting, a retrospective of my entire experience over the last 2 years with insights from these excellent interviewees. And I've conducted all my interviews at this point, but a quote that kind of stuck out to me when I was interviewing was from Dr. Jennifer Kavetsky. And she said that accessibility is more than just physical access. It's also knowledge of something, learning about new things, giving people access to those ways of knowing. And KVCR News and this R course program fulfills this theme of accessibility in unique ways. KVCR is a free radio station. Anyone can just hit the radio and just start listening. And even for the deaf and hard of hearing community, they can go on KVCR's website and read an accurate transcript, as I demonstrated earlier when I showed off my feature. So, and then with the R course program, any UCR undergraduate student can take it. There's no like barrier of entry here where you just aren't able to take it. My students, they range in majors. They range from upperclassmen, lowerclassmen, freshman to senior, all different kinds of people who are learning how to create radio features and learning about public radio and contributing to it. So this is kind of a theme I really want to touch on as I complete the audio documentary, and it's currently in the works, but once it's completed, it will be posted on the Student Stories webpage that I demonstrated earlier once it's complete. So hopefully you guys will listen to it once it comes out as well. But thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I did drop this QR code here, right here, for my Student Stories page, the one I showed earlier, or you can type in kvcrnews.org/student-stories if you don't have your phone available. But every single week on Tuesday, a new student story will air and will be uploaded on the website. So hopefully you feel inspired to check one of them out. Thank you so much, and I will be taking questions now.
Thanks, Allison. That was very interesting. We're going to go ahead and take questions for about 2 minutes here. Anybody, go ahead and feel free to use the function of raising your hand, or you can also do the function of, just putting in the chat. Let us know if you have a question right now.
Oh, Athena Bravo,
Hi, yeah. Are you guys able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure for my mic. I just wanted to see if you're offering this course for the upcoming fall 2025 as well. I was really interested in it, but I got informed by it like rather late.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm graduating, I'm not able to teach more art courses. But on the bright side, there is a possibility this class may be continued because anyone who takes an education 102 course, like the art course training course, basically, can teach an art course. And there has been people in the past who basically passed down their art course. I don't have anyone in mind right now who would essentially take it over. But I did tell Rick Dulock, the KVCR program director and also a close mentor of mine. I told him, if you get an intern along the line, like a UCR intern who's maybe like an underclassman or even maybe an upperclassman, and they have and they would be a good fit to kind of take on this class and they're interested and passionate about radio, then I would be totally down to be connected with them and see if they can, continue the class. But just because I'm graduating this quarter, I just can't teach it again, unfortunately, as much as I want to keep on teaching it.
Oh, of course. I understand. Thank you for letting me know.
Of course. And honestly, if you are interested in public radio, you can just reach out to Rick Dulock. His email, I believe, is rdulock@kvcr.org, but you can find it online. Just type his name and his contact. KVCR is honestly always looking for volunteers and people interested in public radio. So if you're really truly interested in it, you can always drop him a line and see if he's open for it. But yeah.
Perfect. That's actually really helpful. Thank you.
Allison, what is your major?
Political science. I'm also minoring in public policy as well.
Thank you.
I got one more question for you. When did your story air? Do you know the date it was aired on
Uh,
KVCR?
the Botanic Gardens one?
Yeah.
In 2024, the exact date, not quite as sure. How do I exit? I would want to see if I can. October 8th, 2024.
All right. Cool. I specifically remember listening to that. That's funny.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know. How crazy is that? A world like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I remember thinking, yeah, the Botanic Gardens at UCR, if I ever get a chance, it's a great experience, honestly. So thanks for covering that. That's a good jewel to find out here.
Definitely. And it's something that's not just like a UCR thing. It's for everyone, you don't have
Yeah,
to be a UCR student to go. Anyone can go.
absolutely. Yeah,
Now,
thank you so much.
sorry, will that is that story still available online?
Yes, it is. I can drop a link in the chat if you want to check it out right now. Well, not right now, but maybe in a bit. But I can just drop that in there right there. And you can also find the other stories that I've created if you go to kvcr.org/people/Allison-Wang. Or if you just maybe type my name and then write KVCR next to it in Google, I think it'll show up as well.
Thank you.
Right, thank you, Allison, so much. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next presenter, Zachary. Zachary will be presenting with challenges, hurdles, and institutional roadblocks in undergraduate documentary filmmaking. And thanks for clarifying, this is creative activities. So a little bit different of a format than research. I do get caught up in the research symposium title from old, but it is creative activities as well. So go ahead, Zachary, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay, let's start it. Sorry. There we go. Can everyone see it?